Kahalalhim Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakak Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that great milestone. And Shalom to all Fubakiyar. Wanted to present this prophecy in current events according to the so-called lawmakers, political representatives, government officials, any people in those positions of authority in society are going to start getting hit up and attacked and assaulted, robbed, killed, and hunted, man, according to the scriptures of the things that were going to befall the earth at the time of the end. Because when you look at the corruption and wickedness and filth that is associated with that industry, all the different sectors that are tied into it, it's one big web of wickedness, man. And only the Lord knows what kind of sick perversities is going down in those different levels of so-called government, man. Okay? In those different positions of leadership in society. All right. But the Most High is going to reveal it in His time. But one thing that is being done on a certain scale, because there's levels to this thing, is that this man is starting to be exposed. Primarily Esau, Edom, and fucking more specifically the so-called rat, man. It's like, the rat, the so-called J, okay? Fucking Khazar. And this happened a little while back, but we have this article that is going in on how these attacks on this bitch-ass nigga Paul Pelosi, which is undoubtedly a Khazar, got fucking if it's true or not. Regardless, we know that this is according to biblical prophecy. And we do know that this thing is on the high rise. It's on the skyrocket, man. And it's only going to gain more steam. All right, downhill like an avalanche. And you see, you're having more threats on these people's lives. More instances where they get fucked up. There was this one guy who wasn't a proponent of the police and shit like that, talking about defund the police. He's one of those government officials, I believe, in Oregon, or it might have even been in the Bay Area, who was a proponent of defund the police until he got robbed and assaulted. All right, and now he's all for the fucking an excessive police presence in these different cities, man. Okay. But regardless, it's not going to stop these people from turning up on so-called law enforcement, because law enforcement is the fucking the henchmen for these niggas, man, for these so-called leaders, because they're no leaders, but they're in these positions of authority in society, okay? Fucking, they have to do with legislation, which has a lot to do with, and they also have to do with, crime and punishment. So getting a lot of Jake and And even fucking their hands are gonna fall upon themselves, like it says, their tongue is gonna fall upon themselves. Okay, they're gonna fucking the inner E is gonna be inner tribal E fucking war. You know what I'm saying? Because don't forget about that class war that's about to go down. That's gonna be in an instant, in a way, that's going to be outside of race right there. Even though there will be race as well, that's how it's going to be, that war on every front, and many more, amongst other things, right? But that's a big proponent of this coming civil unrest and the mayhem that you're going to see in these cities, man. Okay? It's going to have to do with classes and social status. And that the divide is even getting more pronounced, to where the violence is impending. Okay? People's threshold and tolerance for the bullshit is wearing thin, to the point of lashing out, man. Okay? Fuck it. It's that type status. So the Paul Pelosi attacks highlight rising threats to lawmakers. It's something that goes along with being a member of Congress, no matter your party or status. Constant threats to your life and the unshakable feeling that they're only getting worse. In almost 2 years since the Capitol insurrection, in which supporters of former President Donald Trump broke into the Capitol and hunted House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and members of Congress, threats to lawmakers and their families have increased sharply. Early Friday, an assailant looking for Pelosi broke into her Frisco home and used a hammer to attack her husband. Suffered blunt fist injuries and was hospitalized. Okay, here it goes. It was in fact getting worse. The U.S. Capitol Police investigated almost 10,000 threats to members last year, more than twice the number from 4 years earlier. It says, we are 100% completely vulnerable and the risks are increasing. All right. If someone wants to harm you, they know where you live and they know where you work. Okay. It says, lawmakers have pressurized congressional leaders and the Capitol Police for better security, especially for their families and their homes outside of Washington. Okay? So they've been vying for that protection. But it's growing increasingly more futile. And we see why. It's for one, the proliferation of the internet. The advent of the internet and these different technology, where everything's on fucking Front Street, has come on the scene, has allowed for the proliferation of these crimes, man. All right, they're telling motherfuckers, don't post where you're going, don't post what you're doing, because you're gonna get hit up. For example, like that weasel P&B Rock, who was over there posting his status at a restaurant with all his potentially 7 figures in jewelry in person on hand, and he got targeted. Okay, some grimy nigga cooked this Maruchan top ramen. So they're telling you not to post anything about what you're doing, your status, your locations. All right, motherfucker will put down what he had for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and from where, and when he's there. All right, What function is he at? He's at the motherfucking address right there on the live chat. Reckless shit that's getting people fucking axed off. See, that's why the Most High implored in the scriptures how to be circumspect all throughout this book. Okay, not to be fucking aloof out here. To be what? To be vulnerable to attack. Okay, to be susceptible to getting fucking hit, to getting victimized, man. It says they have made some progress with security officials promising to pay for upgrades to certain security systems and increase Capitol Police presence outside Washington, but the vast majority of members are mostly on their own as they figure out how to keep themselves and their families safe in a country where political violence has become alarmingly frequent. Okay, so despite their attempts, this political violence, what they're deeming these attacks on these officials and shit, is growing and increasing rapidly. It's alarmingly, man. Okay, and it's likened into the floodgate of destruction, the different ways that the Most High has, that He's letting loose to destroy all these different societies in this world, on this planet, man. See, the Most High has intentions to throw down all the kingdoms of this world, even though you have one primary empire, the Great Babylon, which is a global hegemony, because it's not just this place, it's also, it's the elites, man, who they have governance over the entire world. It's all about the elites and the global elite Edomite, really Amalekite fucking regime that the Most High is going to throw down. And they have puppet leaders and stake in all the different so-called kingdoms, if you will. We'll just say the different setups of, governments across the world. How many different governments are there of different fucking states, of different fucking countries and conglomerates that the Most High is going to throw down, man, to get all the metaphorical points. So it's likened into multiple that the Most High is going to fucking crumble. And this is all a part of his master plan. Okay? This is in 2 Esdras 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? So, the citizens, the people of the world, primarily this is speaking about the ones who are below the kings or the princes. Okay? By proxy, because it's saying that the men will not regard the kings or princes. The men it's speaking about is the people who are on a lower status than the kings or princes. And the kings or princes in the modern day are your government officials, your people in positions of authority and leadership in society, okay, political members, okay, all them type characters in society, man. The ones that are beneath them are not going to regard their laws. Okay, they're not going to get any cares about or have any reservations about doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Okay, and you see that in these post-apocalyptic films, in these depictions, uh, when society breaks down, and all those are fucking imitations of life. So fuck you, pieces of shit, who scoff on us using these things as examples. Okay, not only are they imitations of life, reality is stranger than fiction. Okay, and you're gonna see how wild it gets out here on a way higher scale than any of these fictional pieces can portray. All right, but you see it in history, and even in very recent history, Venezuela, Brazil, any of these countries around the world that we can go into and research right now, pull them up. How many have experienced fucking um, economic downfall, and how there's lawlessness. Okay, and see how interesting and mixed up the motherfuckers mix it up out here. Okay, and what's on the table, pretty much everything goes type scenario. Do you think they're gonna to regard anything that these politicians and motherfuckers in government have to say? Okay, and more specifically, it's going to be in their intentions. It's going to be in their desires. The men, all right, that there's going to be sedition among. It's going to be in their mind to invade the kings and princes, man. Of course, each other. They're gonna wear each other out, but mostly it's gonna be like that status, that social class, the middle and low, is gonna team up to fuck up the top class, and we've seen that in history during the French Revolution. Okay. Because why? Because you put hell and oppress the shit out of them. Okay. Look at how fucked it is to the hardships in trying to fend out here in society in modern day times. The so-called cost of living is extremely high, but the standard is low. Okay. Fucking housing is the highest it's ever been. When you look at the ratio to the times and everything, at inflation and so-called a working fucking wage or a working income, it's madness. It's completely disproportionate, man. It's pure hell. So it's gonna be in their desire to take it out, take revenge on the ones that have oppressed them, man. Okay? In the course of their action shall stand in their power. Okay? Meaning the course of your action is anything that you set in your mind and to do, and you carry out. And the action is in it. You stand out, you carry it out. And that's likened into it it's gonna be in their power because there's not gonna be anybody to prevent them from doing it, which is law enforcement. That shows you there's gonna be lawlessness out here. The entire 16th chapter of Second Edges goes into that. Well, this place is gonna get emptied out quick because it's just gonna be a bloodbath, man. Fucking free for all. All right, this is in Second Edges 16:31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. Okay, and that's what's going down. You have had a small instance of that, of a man who took it in his the course of his action and took it in his power. It was in his power to do, to break into that motherfucker's crib and carry out what he did, man. And that ability, that power, is only going to increase as the law enforcement decreases, and their ability to quell all these uprisings, man. So the sedition, okay, they're not going to be able to quell it. The military has done fucking extensive extensive fucking recon on the potential of urban uprisings, man, urban warfare, and they've determined that there's no fucking way that they're getting into these cities in the time of urban warfare, where they call it pretty much these all-out uprisings that are going to go down in these urban areas, okay, which is going to be purge status, purge style shit that's about to befall these fucking all these different cities and all these different fucking towns in all these states and provinces in all these countries, man. All right. Finishing off, this is in Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Okay? In reference to Esau, Edom, the wicked that the scriptures is in reference to. That when he is in the midst of fulfilling his so-called New World Order agenda, okay, which is in tandem with him exalting himself above the Most High, which is fucking ingrained with his implantation campaign, global implantation campaign. Okay, when he's in the midst of fulfilling that and pretty much enslaving the entire planet, total global conquer and domination of the Most High's creation, is when he's in the midst of fulfilling that, and we know he won't ever be able to fulfill that, but what he thought. He shall be in straits, so he shall be in a position of difficulty, meaning he's not going to be able to get it done. Because what's going to happen, amongst other things, what say is going to happen here? That every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So, it's like what's going down now is the precursor for hands being put on this fucking devil, man. Like it says in Thessalonians, that the end will not come until the man of sin be revealed. That man of sin, that son of perdition, okay, the wicked, the mystery of iniquity, all right, which is the elites, the so-called Illy, you know, the gutter rat mafia with the brothers coin, right? Them pieces of shit. But them that have oppressed all the people of the world, man. All right. That the shameful spewing on his glory, that's the precursor to him getting fucked up. You see, let's get that word, the hand of the wicked that's going to come upon him, which is the wicked. That's a it's kind of a play on words, because they're calling them wicked in that scripture, but he is the wicked. This says in the blue letter for the wicked, which shows you it's not Esau. Okay, it's not in reference to Esau. So you have to know the applications for these different words, the interpretations for the different places where these words are used. It's not all the same wicked throughout the scriptures. All right, it's not the same world everywhere throughout the scriptures, right? So this word wicked goes into the laborer, the sufferer, the workman, toiling, okay? Sorrowful, that laboreth, that is a misery, had taken labor, okay? So the ones who you've worked to the bone, this class is very fucking fed up. It's likened into those serfs and those fucking peasants that you had, just that those French Edomites had fucking in Slovakia. If I'm not mistaken, some of that French nobility was Jake, but regardless, you had the French nobility where they had a mass majority of the wealth. We'll say, yeah, likened into like 99% of the wealth, a small fucking fraction of the population, the nobility, and the 99%, or the majority of the population had 1% of the wealth, which was fucking peanuts, man. Serfdom, they called it peasantry shit. Okay, and that's what you have now. The people in elite positions, and even these so-called politicians and shit like that, motherfuckers in government positions, authority in society, these motherfuckers are paid, man, well times over, lifetimes over what's necessary to suffice for to sustain yourself, man. All right, and even to in a high quality of life, to sustain yourself at a very high quality of life. Okay, but that excessive absorption of the resources, because let's get real, money and all that shit is a resource. Okay. Those figures, all those fucking zeros they have, those are resources that is supposed to be for the people, man. It's supposed to be fucking balanced, okay? But that oppression that you put on them, all those factors, how disproportionate it is, what they call that? They call it the disparity, okay? The gap. Wealth gap, all that shit, and all the fucking hell you put on them. Why do you think the homelessness population is fucking skyrocketing through the roof throughout this entire country and the planet? Because of greed, okay? And that's gonna cause all these fucking people. They're gonna get at you, man. It's gonna be a green light on that society, if you will, on that sector, on that world, okay? The world of the politician, government official, societal leader, or henchmen, because these goddamn these 12 right, fucking pigs and 12s they call them. They're about to get green light, put on the green light too. Okay, put in the sights, got right in the reticle. All right, biblical prophecy. The Most High is bringing to fruition. Whose spirit do you think is in these people to carry out these acts and to snap and to go overboard? It's the Most High's pouring His Spirit on them. Right? Okay. That we thank the Most High, the Wada Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for bringing these things to pass as He promised that. Okay. That we offer the Palals in the request and petition that he increases it, that He escalates it until the destruction of this place, huh? All right. So with that, all praises, honor, glory, and dominion to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Dash.